we can also solve two-dimensional or even high-dimensional problems. So let's consider one-dimensional problems first. And in this part, we will talk about how we can solve this kind of problem with Matlab. And also, we will talk about a traditional method which is called the Lagrange interpolation algorithm, which can be found in numerical analysis courses. And I will show the differences among them. So once you have a set of data, then you can create two vectors x for this data, for the sample data, and another vector y. These are the sample data or measured data. And you want to find a certain point x1, x equals to x1. So what is the value of y here? Using Matlab, you can easily solve the problem by calling a function called interp1. One is one-dimensional. And these are the sample points which are given in vectors. And this is the interpolation point, the data of interest in x-axis, which can be a scalar or a vector or even a matrix, whatever data format. And you are allowed to select different ways or different methods to perform interpolation. And y1 is the result. So it seems to be quite simple to solve this kind of problem with the use of Matlab function. And the method we can use is the linear one, just drawing them by lines. And also with better methods such as cubic or nearest. Nearest is not a very good one. We can use cubic or splines. We have such kind of options as the method. So let's see an example about it. Suppose we have a set of data which can be generated from a given function. In real applications, the function will not be a given function. The function should be unknown. But in our presentation here, we assume it is given so that we can compare the behavior of different interpolation methods. But in normal problems, the function is not given. So here, we can use commands like this to generate sample data. First, we can assume the x vector, which is sparsely placed, the points are sparsely placed. And then from x, we can calculate the value of the vector y using this command, and then we can display the sample points. So these are the commands we can use, and we can finally get a Matlab graph like this. The ones given represented in circles are the sample points, we know. And these lines are obtained by linear interpolation method. It can be seen that at certain points the data might not be quite good. You can linear interpolation method. So these are the data points, x and y vectors. Now we can specify another vector, x1, which is, this vector is with a small steps. 1 up to 1, okay. So, and then, if I specify a vector like this, then I can obtain the method. I can obtain the interpolated values using interp1 with xy as the given sample point. x1 are the points we need to interpolate. Then we can use two methods, cubic And these are this curve are the interpolated curve. And it seems that at certain points, for instance at this point, the result may not be very good. So before we're doing anything about it, we have to get the theoretical values because the function is known. So we change the point, change the value of x to x1, then we can easily evaluate the vector y0, which is the theoretical values. We can also draw it on top of that curve. So it can be seen that the cubic interpolation method may not be very good at these points. So let's try spline method. We will see that the spline interpolation result is quite close to the theoretical values. So it is suggested that when we are trying to perform first one-dimensional interpolation, then we better use the spline approximation, spline interpolation method. And based on the spline interpolation method, I write a simple Matlab function like this. I will not explain too much about this function. The function can be executed in this way. Sketcher, the function name is sketcher. T here. The function is something like this. Once we have selected several points, we can we can draw them by spline. We can draw them by spline curves. If you click right button, then you will get a curve like this. Function. If you are interested in this function, you can read it. Actually, I will suggest to you about it. I will say something about the G input function, which is used to read the data. And in this case, 1 here means I can use the mouse to click at the graph and pick one data point, where x0 and y0 are returned, and this one is the button value. 1 for left button, 2 for middle, and 3 for right button. And you can use this one to select the data at the graph or at coordination.